All right, man. It's been a controversy in Cleveland Browns world everywhere you go. And I understand the frustration on the 3rd and 3 play call. I'm not advocating that they run it back and do the exact same shit. What I am saying is, hey man, we played losing football the last 6 minutes on both sides of the ball of this team. Like, you drop a pick six, you do nothing with the punt that you get after that. You barely get a first down, and then you throw an interception, and then the defense lets Geno Smith go 60 yards, smooth as butter. He wasn't disrupted. Like, TSA would have did a better job keeping the damn Seahawks out the end zone than the Browns defense. Kevin Stefanski didn't want to run the ball after all that was successful in that last drive was running the ball. And here's why this is a bad look for Kevin, right?
Okay.
You ran the ball like 8 times on that drive and got like 4 yards every time. Now, granted, it wasn't on 3rd down. It was on 1st and 2nd down, and it was in a 2-minute situation. So maybe they're playing off, right? It's not the same thing as running it on 3rd and 3 when they know you need 3 yards. But you were moving the ball, like with Jerome Ford, with Pierre Strong, and Kareem Hunt is your short yardage guy. So I can see where you can go, just run the ball on 3rd and 3, especially when PJ Walker. Look, for every PJ Walker play that you get one in the negative, right? Some of those screenplays, PJ was getting off by the skin of his cheeks. And that is something you're only going to get with PJ Walker because he going to let it fly at the last minute when nobody else would let it fly. And he be making a play. David Njoku, that touchdown, let it fly. There was the other screen to David Njoku where he just teleported through his blocks and then got it last minute. Hey, shout out to you, PJ. Those are some special screen throws. Then you get stuff like, he don't check backside. When he get a one-on-one look on the outside to Amari Cooper, he just throws the fade ball, doesn't see Elijah Moore sitting there for an easy touchdown. Then you get this stuff where he's just going to lock in, and we knew what it was. The Seahawks knew what it was. We even joked about this. PJ Walker's reads go, Coop 2-3, right? Like, it don't matter what the play call is. I'm checking Coop. I'm going to 2 and I'm going to 3. Ironically enough, it's the reverse Baker Mayfield problem. Where for Baker Mayfield, we were like, why don't you ever just look where Odell is at? Right? That was we used to beg Baker to find Odell. Now it's like, dog, will you look at somebody else? Like, just we keep asking for these corrections. It's like we play quarterback with a monkey's paw. And we keep getting solutions to our problems that are actually horrifying in reality when you actually think about it. So that happens. I leave that game going, well, we blew that one in the last few minutes. Sucks. Defense didn't play up to what you wanted to. You would want your defense to get a stop there. Offense, I'm be honest, my expectations are really low for this offense. I'm just happy they got 20 points to stay in the game. I have no expectations. We down to Pierre Strong, brother. Like, Pierre Strong and PJ Walker. Did you think that you would be talking about these dudes in August? I have no expectation for them. Like, so I get online, I see people tweet crazy like, oh, the offense, and they're like, dog, man, offense gonna give you what they can give you. They running short. They don't have enough people at the fucking restaurant right now to make meals. It is bad. I'm like, the defense gotta hold it down. But Cole thinks differently. Do you find anything structurally wrong with anything I said?
Structurally, no. Very sound arguments. I get where you're coming from. Let's just be honest about something. When we have these discussions about Kevin Stefanski, we're about to get into it in a second. But I want to preface what I'm going to say by saying this. This man has orchestrated 3 straight games with PJ Walker and whoever the hell else we got at running back. For 3 straight games, he has manufactured enough offense to win every single game with PJ Walker and a stable of backs that are unproven, or in Kareem's case, pretty washed. You know
3
what I'm
games,
saying?
2 on the road, all 3 against very solid teams. Like the
Two
Colts
playoff
put up
teams.
20 in every game.
Yeah, like two for sure playoff teams in the NFC in the same division. The Seahawks and 49ers.
Both
100%
times you played those 2 teams, they were in first place in the division.
Exactly. So we need to put everything in its proper perspective before we even have the conversation. This is my thing about Kevin. That was probably, not even probably, I think that's probably, no, definitely the best offensively called game he's had all season.
Late first quarter on. Like after he got that first 2 drives out the way, it was crazy. Well, honestly, that first drive where PJ threw that interception, it got to the 40.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't on him. That was on PJ.
Yeah, and it was there. PJ just floated it.
Yeah, he was cooking. Like he had the screen game. We might have the best screen game in the NFL. I'm not gonna lie. Kevin, he dressed it up every different kind of way. Throwing it to Njoku, Pierre Strong. It don't matter. He figured it out.
David Njoku look like Derrick Henry when he get the ball in those screens, dog. Like it don't make no sense.
He making it look crazy out there. Kevin,
dog, run him on wide zone. See what happens.
Hey, don't say that. Kevin might see that. Try it. Don't.
I don't think it would be that terrible of an idea. Hell, it's better to give it Elijah Moore another end around, right? Like,
yeah, that's the one thing. Kev,
they stopped doing it though. You notice. Marquise on them end arounds now, and you know what? Marquise he got turned out wide, but that wasn't his fault. I think Harrison Bryant did a bad job sealing, which cut off his lane, so he had to bounce out. So then there was a Jerome Ford 3rd and 3 run. The one time they ran it on 3rd and 3, Jerome Ford lost 5 yards. Okay. I remember that one.
Okay, yeah, you read it.
800% on that running the ball thing. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get back into this real quick. Definitely the best game he's called all season. I leave the game feeling much better about him just in general as an offensive play caller and just a head coach than anything. Like at the end of the day, it's PJ Walker, dog. Dude was in the XFL last year?
No, he was XFL 2020. He was starting he got the job over Baker Mayfield last year.
Okay, yeah, he got the job over Baker last year.
Yeah, practice squad Sam Darnold.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, workman. But you know what I mean?
Practice squad quarterback. He's making it happen with him.
By circumstance.
That 3rd and 3 play.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad play call at all. But I do think it was a bad decision. This is why.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Let me get it. This is why it's a bad decision.
I think you're about to say what I'm thinking.
Yeah, PJ Walker has proven in the 3 games that he's played, he is not someone you can trust with the game on. He's proven that to you. He has.
He's especially. Look, I think like game on the line situations, like it is what it is, right? Because he did make the one throw in Indy, but I would say more specifically. I mean, I'm saying here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm getting to, and more specifically, in situations where you need to trust that your quarterback is going to go check down or out of bounds, you cannot trust him. Now, the problem is, Cole, I don't think you can trust the dude who's supposed to be starting in those situations as well. But that's another conversation for when he gets back. But it's an issue with the whole quarterback room, right? Because we've seen this from DTR. We've seen this from PJ Walker. We've seen this from Deshaun Watson. Just take what's there or get rid of the fucking ball. How many times have we said this? Oh, every game. It don't matter. If it's 17, if it's 4, if it's 10. Take what's there or get rid of we got a defense. Get rid of the ball. Just don't turn it over. We have 17 turnovers for a reason. It's not just because one quarterback's turned the ball over. Deshaun was turning that ball over when he was in there, came back in off injury, turned that bitch over twice. Okay?
Once. Tried to turn it over twice. One got overturned. To be fair.
One got overturned, but PJ had like 2 interceptions that got overturned, 2 in the Indy game. So one by penalty, the other one by rule, right? Because it hit the ground. So this is what I'm saying. This is something like I think the play calling element of the criticism of Kevin is a little bit overwrought. Where it's like, we can debate whether 3rd and 3 you should throw the ball for the rest of the time. It's not a bad decision either way. You run that ball there, I'm not tripping. If you run the ball and Pierre Strong fumbles, all right, man, it is what it is. I'm not about to trip if you do it the other way, if I find both solutions to be valid. Now, you can make the argument, should you run throw PJ Walker out there given his track record? Sure. But like Jerome Ford been fumbling, Kareem Hunt is old. Like, you can make the argument that if that happened there, we'd be making the same exact argument. So why are we running the ball when it's not like we got Nick Chubb. We got to live in a world without Nick Chubb and all. We got to, it is what it is. So the decision on the play calling is not where I'm extra critical about. What I am extra critical about is like, at some point, these 17 turnovers can't all be all players. Like, this is on some level of what's being coached. Because again, if all 3 quarterbacks are not throwing the ball out of bounds in obvious throw the ball out of bounds situations, what are they being taught? Like, what's going on with the keys on the play that are telling you to hold that ball or to not get rid of it? What is going on with that?
I got to push back on this. We don't talk about this because they won the game. But remember in that San Francisco game, in the red zone, we down 16-17.
And they told PJ not to throw it. And PJ still threw it. And here's what I'm saying. So
what's going on?
Kevin might have told him not to throw it, but maybe the dude in the quarterback room's like, hey, man, if you have the out, like, what's going on the iPad conversations? Like, that makes me feel like people are suggesting reckless shit on the iPad. And what I mean by that is they're going to the sideline. They're getting the pictures, right? Okay, this is what's happening here. Instead of saying, hey, PJ, I understand. We only want you to do but so much. Don't worry about going back to Elijah Moore. I think you see Coop there, you throw it out of bounds, right? We just going to make this simple for you. Instead of doing that, we telling PJ Walker, hey, if you don't see Coop here, come back here and then go back to your 3rd read and try to make a throw here. And then when you give somebody that much leeway, they're going to throw interceptions when they're not Deshaun Watson. And even Deshaun Watson be throwing them interceptions because he not Deshaun Watson not right now. Okay, like, it's just... there is some disconnect going on because it is not difficult to get your quarterback to throw the ball out of bounds. I've seen PJ Walker do it. I've seen DTR do it. Have I seen Deshaun do it? I don't know. Deshaun, that's a different beast, dog. Like, try and get him to throw the ball out of bounds.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole different beast.
That's a whole different conversation.
He's had success not doing it. So, like, look, man, nothing gives you better excuses than bad habits, right? And that's just one of them things was like, hey, man, bad habits have great excuses. But when it comes to PJ Walker, I feel like they're telling him, hey, peek over here. Hey, see, man, like this happens too when you have good offensive scheming around, not the greatest execution in the world. You don't want to give up on the good scheming. So you're like, man, if we could just go backside here, or if we could just throw it, it's there. Whenever you say that, you're going to try to get your quarterback who's not capable of doing it to do that.
Dog. He's not.
And that's the issue. Is I think why this turnover, we have not accepted when Deshaun's out there, when PJ's out there, when DTR's out there, that we just going to have limitations in this passing game. That there are just going to be plays you're going to miss. There are going to be times where you pause the film on the all-22 and Elijah Moore's there, but PJ threw the 5, but you're going to take the 5. We want every time We paused that tape. PJ ripped it right to the two. He's PJ Walker. And at this point, Deshaun Watson ain't DW4. That is Deshaun Watson. Like normal quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Okay? That's quarterback Deshaun Watson. They ain't no Big Foe. They ain't no DW4. That is a regular man playing quarterback at this point. Same thing with DTR, who is a rookie. But we keep having and the reason the fans have these expectations of PJ Walker being like, people like, PJ got to make these throws. PJ got to. No, he don't. He's PJ Walker.
Man. You don't have to make none of these
I want him to go 50%, throw one interception to keep the goddamn game close. That's all I want from PJ. That's all you can expect from your quarterback. But somebody is going back there and saying, yeah, PJ, you see that right here? You got to hit that out, PJ. Nah. Eyes backside, PJ. What you trying to do? What we trying to do, man? One or none. One, maybe two. One, all right, ain't there? Check Jerome for it, get it out. That's it. Just make it simple. And I understand that PJ going PJ sometimes, but you account for that. I said he gonna throw an interception. We know it. Okay, you've accounted for PJ going PJ. PJ going PJ is him throwing that interception to David Njoku. Okay, like tries to make a great play, not capable of it. Ball floats on you, and shit happens. That's just PJ being PJ. Okay, I'll live with that. But on situations like that, on 3rd and 3, the route you can't wait on the route to develop. It has to be something that is obviously planned. Like, okay, we are throwing this here. This ain't we going here or there. We are throwing this here. If it's not here, the fucking play is dead. But we don't have that. So we turn the ball over. I expect after this game, they should do something about that. Right? We can argue about the play calling. I feel like the process is the issue because, again, if it were just PJ Walker throwing interceptions, hey, dog, it is what it is. PJ just going to throw some interceptions, the backup quarterback. Literally everybody done turned this ball over a million times whenever they play quarterback. Maybe there's something wrong with the process there that needs to be adjusted. Now, that doesn't mean somebody need to get fired.
No.
That doesn't mean that somebody needs to, Absolutely. These are adjustments you make during the year if you're an NFL team. But that's what I find to be frustrating about this is that we keep talking about PJ Walker with these with the context that we talk about Deshaun Watson with. Like, we'll break down this film and be like, well, PJ should hit that. I want PJ to throw that. I want PJ to do that. I'm like, dog, he's PJ. Like, you're going to get the throws you get out of him. And honestly, that's the truth with any backup quarterback.
To be honest with you, though, Q, I think that's what frustrated a lot of people with the play call. I think because it's like, hey, bro, yeah, you got 20 points with PJ. That's great. Schemed it up great. It's beautiful. I think the issue that most of the fans who are being rational, the people who aren't trying to fire Kevin, but are critical.
If you're going to throw a screen, right? Or
if you're going to throw something, or just run the ball
you can't go out there empty and think you about to beat somebody on quick slants. With PJ Walker, that is something you do with the franchise quarterback, not with PJ Walker, and that's part of. Bro.
Even if they had Jacoby Brissett,
because I've seen Jacoby. Well, here's the thing: I've seen Jacoby Brissett throw that interception last year on quick slant, literally trying to get it to Amari Cooper. You're gonna have the same problem with Jacoby Brissett. He did it against the Falcons game. There were like 4 of those games last year where he threw a late game interception.
that Chargers one hurt me. That was the one I was like, come on, bro.
He also threw one at the end of the Jets game. Like
that was. I'm not putting that game on him. No, I'm not.
That game's not on him. But I'll say there were multiple games where he threw the game sealing interception. Like that's the thing. Like, but that's my point. That's my point. That's my point is saying, look, whether they ran it or not, or passed it or not, that's besides the point. The issue is the process, and the process is like, yo, bro, and we did this with Nick Chubb, and we finally adjusted out of it, I think, the last few weeks, where we were just expecting Jerome Ford to go in there and run Nick Chubb plays. Mm-hmm. And now we're doing it with PJ, where it's like, hey, PJ, go and run these Deshaun plays. Now, they did do a good job having those screens in there, but you're going to run them screens with Deshaun, right? That was part of the game plan this week because the Seahawks aren't a good screen defense team. Neither are we anymore, by the way.
Oh man. Oh, this defense.
Yeah.
Ooh, this defense.
And then we got to get to that. We got to get to that because I got 40 questions on this Q&A all about 3rd and 3. I was like, dog, did we not see the defense fold? Like, I feel like I watched that by myself. Like, dog, they had the ball at the 40. I know it's a tough spot. It's hard. It's not easy. They got dealt a bad hand. But we talked about them being as good as the 2000 Ravens, dog. You got to handle a bad hand in that situation. Like, you telling me you couldn't hold them to a field goal? A field goal. I feel like getting them off the field in 4 downs, that would have been excellent. Like, okay, we would have been barking. But that wasn't realistic. Field goal realistic. They didn't even make us think that field goal was about to happen. That was just sad. That was like, when a school like Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State is playing like a Rutgers or a Mizzou, and they down in the 4th quarter, but like they quarterback got the ball, and you like, oh, we know what time it is. They about to like butter up the field and show these dudes that they pretenders, and then they go score and the game over. It's not even intriguing at that point. That's what it felt like with this Browns defense. Like Geno Smith was like, all right, let's stop playing. And then scored on us. And honestly, they almost did it before that drive on the almost pick 6. Because if you remember, before they got a false start, they were cutting up the team like butter too in the 4th quarter. So at some point, Jim Schwartz has to get asked this question. Why do you keep getting cooked in the 4th quarter? It happened against the 49ers. It happened against the Colts in horrendous fashion, by the way. Like, just didn't tackle Michael Pittman, and that was just a horrendous game.
You about to get to my point. You about to get to my point in a second.
And then, honestly, that wasn't as concerned because I'm like, okay, bad tackling, whatever, shit happens. This was not bad tackling. This was methodically, you had no answer for a screen, a post slant, and some regular play action. That's what got me. I'm like, they're beating us with regular shit. Okay. And honestly, as much as we can complain about the quarterback situation, we can complain about the play calling on offense and the turnovers. Those are all big problems in their own right. But this defense is supposed to carry this team. And if that is a glimpse of our future versus good teams, what the Seahawks did to you, because like, okay, Colts, you can say that was a fluke. Baltimore game, whatever, that happened. You could throw those two out easily. But what the Seahawks did to you was nothing special. They didn't have no Trent Williams. Okay, they weren't having an especially great day from an individual wide receiver. You weren't busting coverages. You just kept getting beat, and you kept calling DB blitzes on a secondary that been struggling all game.
Listen. You just got to my point. You just got to my point. Listen, that secondary. Hey, look, dog. They talk a lot. They talk a lot of junk. I ain't gonna lie. Outside of Denzel, and Martin Emerson gets turnovers, so I give him credit for that. He finds a way to keep.
But we got to start talking about Martin as a boot. Martin will make a play. He will get burnt. It is one of those things.
Yeah, like, one of them things. Feast or famine. He's feast or famine for sure.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's full feast or famine. I would say it's like you got a little bit of discount Trayvon Diggs going on right there, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it leans more in the positive direction. But you know how Trayvon Diggs is like 85-15. This about like 65-70. 30, like,
like 70-30,
70-30. We over 70-30, Hey, he young. He might figure it out, but it's about 70. He takes gambles.
We gonna talk about Greg?
Greg got hurt again.
Hey, look, like he these last couple of weeks, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, every position group got a weak link.
You thinking Greg's a weak link?
Yeah, it started to look like Greg might be the weak link.
I don't know what's going on, but like for a whole quarter in this game, we had nobody covering Tyler Lockett. Like, as so much as like the defense, like to their credit, they have had some spectacular individual moments the last couple of weeks. But they have been been getting some slide. That secondary has really been getting some slide over the last couple of weeks. Juan Thornhill. Like, where's he at? Why every time a team run the ball up the middle, Juan Thornhill the only one there to make a tackle? Let me tell you something. It's on JOK. You know, that's on the linebackers, right? There's a reason he didn't play much last week, despite him being very good at times. There are some issues this defense needs to figure out, and I'm proclaiming it. Time of death. There's no nickname for this defense. They're still a really good defense. They will still be top 5, but they are no longer nickname worthy. I'm sorry. Nah. Geno Smith going 60 like butter on you to win the game. It's not nickname. That wasn't. I talked last week. Hey, the 2000 Ravens gave up 36 points. You know, the 85 Bears gave up 28 points.
Hey, you was trying to shoot them crazy bail, dog.
I was like, bail. It happens. Nah, Ray Lewis ain't letting that happen. I'm sorry. Geno Smith not getting nowhere. Okay. Geno Smith might get a field goal. No. Absolutely not. Nah.
I left that game thinking, hey, you know what? I understand why Andrew Berry trying to trade for some defensive players at the deadline. I was like, I get it.
Might need a corner. Now again, back-to-back road games. I would be cautious of taking too much away from it on anything, because it's back-to-back road games. Shit happens. You play like 3 close games. It seems like you legitimately ran out of steam on defense at the last quarter of the game. And maybe that's been because they've been asking too much of this defense, right? For all my people who are going to be mad at me for even thinking about criticizing. I feel like the defense is the new Nick Chubb. Like, you can't say nothing bad about them.
I think it's because they've been carrying the team to this point of the season. So people are like, why are you criticizing the defense? Like, bro, they folded at the end of that game.
But at the same time, though, like, look, I expect PJ Walker to fold in those moments. Like, that's part of starting PJ Walker. It's like, hey, you might fold in these moments. The defense can't. Like, nah, you supposed to be solid. You know what I mean? Like, I know what you mean. Who would you if J. Cole snitched, it would hurt you more than if 6ix9ine did it, because you ain't got them expectations for 6ix9ine. But J. Cole, that would hurt. You're like, I thought you was real.
Did you just compare PJ Walker to 6ix9ine? Is that what just happened on the podcast?
No, I'm just comparing the situation, right? Like, the expectations of PJ are what they are. And I think, like, honestly, for a backup quarterback, all you want is to have a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. And he's giving you that. Like, that's what we liked about Jacoby. He gave you a chance to win. You got to capitalize on those opportunities, but he gave you a chance to win. Same thing's happening with PJ. So I'm relatively all right with it.
Let's be honest.
But nobody expected him to. Yeah, nobody is expecting PJ Walker. Nobody reasonable should expect PJ Walker to be standing tall. Okay. But this defense, you know what it's like? It's like if you listen to a Dreamville album and the baby on it, and he spits the same 16 he's been spitting since 2018. It's like, all right, yeah, we got it. Okay, you doing whatever the baby does. But if J. Cole came on there spitting some ass 16 or Jid, it's like, now you know better than to hit me with the I'm the shit pun. Like, that's what it felt like. It's like, come on, defense. You gonna hit me with the I'm the shit toilet pun? Are you serious? Nah, that stuff Mac Main's supposed to drop, not you. Like, that's what it felt like to me. Because I had no expectations that the offense was going to close that game out. Like, that would have been a luxury if you could close that game out offensively. But the defense, I'm sorry, it's a tough spot, but you got to come through, bro. Like, at least get it to overtime. I understand if you can't hold them past the field goal, but let them score. And it's not like they scored from the 40 on the busted play code. They went 10, 10, 20, 10, 10, and then they scored from the 10 with 40 left. They ran 6 plays on that ass and just went straight forward. That's unacceptable. That is so unacceptable by the defense. That is crazy. And I'm sorry. I don't care anybody who's trying to run them bell. Nah, dog. I'm sorry. That's nuts. You can't do that.
Man,
I can't be out here talking about it's the best defense in the world. And it wasn't like Tom Brady did that shit. Geno Smith.
Geno was
wrote back on
Geno was
you.
playing so bad up until that point. After that first quarter, Geno was bad, dog. He was so bad. They had 7, I think it was like 7 straight defensive possessions that ended in either a turnover or a punt before they just folded at the end of the game.
And you can see the fold coming. Because they folded the drive before that, but then the Seahawks folded back. Okay.